Greetings JTS Panzer Campaigns players to video 3 of my playthrough of the Battle of Venraij. At the conclusion of video 2 we were up to the second night turn, or 0100 hours, 17 October 44, turn 9 of 25. As you could imagine, the weather's not going to be very kind. Mud conditions, visibility 1 kilometre, 100% chance of mud conditions tomorrow. Visibility maybe from 1 to 2 kilometres, so that's an improvement, but a 70% chance of storm. Well, storms normally benefit the defender, so that'd be just our luck, given that we've just started to gain some sort of traction here, and a storm may come through. You may remember we'd made pretty good position, however our units were looking a little bit battered, so my plan for the turn is quite simple: do as little as possible with as many units as possible. I think the Brit units tend to like having their beauty sleep, and we can look forward. Units releases 0600, so I think it's our next turn. We get some of our currently fixed units released to us, so that's something to look forward to. And a bit further down the track we get the 11th Armoured Division and the 21st Army Group, so that's something to look forward to in the scenario. So from here I will put one salvo of artillery on each of the German units to stop them from getting reinforcements, as we've previously discussed. Run the German turn, then I'll get back to you at 0600 hours and we'll see what the new day brings. Well, welcome back to 0600, turn 10 of 25. The overnight turn saw a very active German, or a very active AI movement, which is all good for us as far as we're concerned. The more they tire themselves out, the better. As I mentioned, we had some units released to us, so that's good news. Oh, this is interesting. It's saying our units are outnumbered, surrounded there, isolated. I didn't envisage that, I must admit. Yes, that was a little bit of a mistake. That's this guy here. As you can see, he does have us surrounded, so that was a real omission. If I just grab one of these units here and move them back, that would have solved that issue for us. Attention to detail. 6 units undisrupted or unbroken out of 14 units checked. 24 units gained fatigue, so by and large, as a result of the AI activity in the night turn. Alright, so let's hit the fix units button. See who we don't have. So it looks like we've gained all the units here on the back row, which is good news. We've gained some American units. A bit of a different vehicle here. M15A1 plus M16. Hard factor of 1 from 1 hex, so not overwhelming. Soft's quite reasonable, 11 at 2 hexes. Hopefully we can get to use the range, but we'll see. Quite good anti-aircraft, given that's the primary role of the vehicle, so that's something. And it's considered to be a hard target. So let's start off having a look at our American units. Low fuel. Now, I mentioned at the end of last turn I was a little bit concerned about the refueling situation, given that I couldn't really move the headquarters closer to the units and the possibility of them being outside command range, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So let's okay, that was a pretty good move for him. He's unavailable, unfortunately. Maybe it might be a better idea to move this guy in front of the headquarters unit. We can't really go faster than the engineers because we don't want to pay the minefield penalty. These chaps here with our little greyhound. Let's sneak him forward. Now, that's a light bridge in front of us. See the lighter colour, which means I think he can go over this one. It can only go over a railway. A railway line is a light bridge. Very light railway. Okay, so let's mine bridge. Okay, so I think we should consider using this guy to build a bridge. So which location? This one here? Right. Okay, so it's going to be an interesting little war down there, I think. He's fixed. He's unavailable. Might as well move him closer to the action, I suppose. Well, this was the real blow of the overnight turn. A little bit of an error on my part. Okay, so this guy's isolated, but it's going to take us a little bit longer now to get rid of, I suggest. So let's see if we can start the artillery on him. Improve. Unavailable. Right, so he's disrupted, so that sounds like good news. He's on foot. He's still disrupted, sort of to be expected. Oh, unfortunately the top one's come out of disruption, but he's managed to keep him in. On foot, 65's pretty good. So that was a real blow. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to take on this 100-point victory location. Unavailable, unavailable, unavailable. That's not promising. Okay. Let's see how we go. Excellent. Oh, these guys, ooh, his fatigue is way too much. So, although I'd like to attack this one, I'm going to withdraw him for a rest. That's just way too much. The engineer can come out. Disruptor, which is good. Oh, rats, I was hoping he'd be disrupted as well. Let's put some artillery on him if we can, yep. So I might put... Okay. Oh, the crab is still disrupted. Just cannot get these guys into the game. So do I take on this guy or do I try and blat that guy? Okay, so if I assault this guy here, I'll probably take it, but it's going to leave me out on a bit of a limb. So I'm not happy about that concept, but we've got a pretty good chance, I think. No, we'll be patient and put more artillery on him next turn. Perhaps we'll put a ordinary attack in. Although they are getting rather fatigued, but I think that'll be worth doing. Okay, all fixed. Now, all these chaps here along the back. Well, we're barging in this way with our established force, or the forces we've been fighting with to date. I think it might be worth a chance to direct these guys around this side to broaden the front and hopefully stretch the German forces. So let's see how we go there. Patrolling, you're supposed to be able to see 2 hexes or something. Still not sure about that. So let's toggle patrolling. Right, so he's pretty strong. Trench 40%. Okay, so we'll put those 2 guys together. Against soft at 2 hexes, pretty good. I think our visibility is still only 1 from memory. 1, yeah. and possibly, oh, that's tomorrow, isn't it? That's the oops, wrong one. It's the 18th we might get the storm. Rightio, so that means this turn we may have to get a wriggle on. Okay, so that's very interesting. Good old recon unit. We won't move him through the forest, but we'll move him around. So do we try and go around there? Or do we just put him straight in? I did have a sneaking suspicion that that square there may have been protected. Toggle units. Oh no, there's no bridge there behind him. Well, what a funny place to put a German unit against the river. Well, I certainly wouldn't be happy about that unless they can build a bridge behind. Those guys are pretty trapped, I'd say. Okay. This guy here, I would rather have him with the infantry rather than being attacked possibly by 2 infantry units. Okay, so these guys here, 38 vehicles, and our 88 still disrupted, so that's good news. Once again, we'll do we? No, we go the way. Another recon unit. Right, so whoops, wrong one. Wow, 1 vehicle. That's not a very happy situation. Now these guys here. Wow, they got separated, didn't they? Okay, so stick him just in there. He's got engineers, so okay, that's what we'll commit to that side. We'll commit to the eastern side, see if we can break through there. Engineers, which is good. Rightio, the 17 pounder and 6 pounder plus M10. Hard 32 at 3 hexes, so that's quite a nice anti-tank gun. So to move here we need to be in transport mode. This is a rubble hex, so this is why we need to try and avoid that. As soon as you go in there, you just kaput. Looks like I'm going to have to move in there. Great. Won't let me move to the road hex there. Clear costs us 48. Okay, so it's going to cost us 48 points just to get onto the road. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so this guy here, I think I'm resting him. These chaps here. So you can see how the rubble's really causes a bit of an aggravation there. So I'm going to put our engineer unit in there. And I dare say he'll only be able to clear mine's rubble next turn when he's got his full movement points. Oh no, he says clearing rubble. Yeah, so that's really quite annoying. And he's motorised, so we can either drive him all the way around. I think we just plonk him into the rubble and he can drive out next turn. Okay, so he's fixed. Still pondering these guys, wasn't I? Cannot imagine we can take out these guys. I think I should try that next turn. Next turn we might have a go, put some more artillery on it. Same as these guys. We don't want to wear out or overly fatigue our British units. I prefer just to artillery, and then maybe late in the turn go for the assault and then use the overnight turns to let them recover. Given that we're closing in on this 500 point, these two 100 pointers look like they're going to fall to us sometime not too far away. Okay, so let's move on. Yep. 1 out of 12, so that's not good. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but during that, these two guys here managed to push us out. Okay, so let's have a look down south. Engineers here, no fatigue, so he's still going okay. How do we deal with these guys? Have a quick look at the map. So he's on the other side of a bridge, so that means we have to be T in transport mode to across the bridge or assault at half value, so he's going to be quite awkward. And our Greyhound's certainly handy in the reconnaissance role, but okay, so I think we have to try and move him up there. Okay, so we give him the command, go on foot. Right, so perhaps next time we can try and get him to clear that minefield under fire, so that's not going to be fun at all. And our artillery's unavailable. Right, so here we go. Okay, clearing mines, that's exactly what we want him to do. These two chaps. And we'll wait till that mine is cleared. Interestingly, our German units vacated this hex, so that's a bit of good news for us. Oh, in fact they broke. See, the problem of attacking too much is you do tend to break, and the AI probably does that a little bit much. It does tend to attack till it has no points left, so that's a bit of good news. Might as well put a round into him. One man. The lone survivor nailed by an M10. Yeah, very sad. Okay, so we might as well push our M10. What's in that one? Aha. The 88. Well, we're definitely going to need our artillery unit to help us out there. The range for him is H. Just on the edge of our range. And as he's unavailable this turn, we might as well go for a drive in the countryside. And I'll be kind enough to leave him not in the swamp. Hope he'll get a shot in next turn. Sherman has low fuel. Might just pause there. Okay, excellent. So we obviously need to put some artillery into our Einsatz unit here. We'll repeat that dose. Isolated, okay. Disrupted. Oh, there we go. Gosh, we could have pushed this guy over with a feather if I hadn't got them isolated. Alright, so I think what we'll do, I am keen to get these guys back in supply, so I'm going to... And they can't move in there? Oh, zone of control to zone of control. Fair enough. On foot, so we may have to... Oops, wrong one. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Not so excellent. Oh, that's good. It's okay. Disrupted. Right, so what we can do now is... keep the pressure up, I think, on these guys. I can't ignore those guys. Right. Okay. Let's put some more artillery on him. Yeah, I'm going to put both of them in. Yep. Okay, let's just run this one. Excellent. Engineer. Oh, company. Oh, I can't spot him, for goodness sake. Can't be right. Alright, excellent there. So let's see what we got here again. They're both disrupted. They're okay. He's resting. At least now he is free of zone of control of the enemy, so hopefully he'll get out of disruption. He's still 206. I'll keep him aside. Clearing mines, and I can't help him out immediately. Right, now these guys can move out. Now I notice how that clearing rubble's gone to white, which means they are now doing it this turn. Well, I'm certainly not going to attack a 88 with an armoured vehicle, so we're just going to have to... Now, what use would it be to clear this hex here? Don't really know. Oh, this is rubble, is it? It is rubble. Okay, so that's where we need the engineer to go. Next turn. Rightio, so that's that there. Well, how interesting is that? I thought we'd be spending the rest of the game trying to figure out how to move this guy, and he's voluntarily moved out. So, I imagine he's probably gone back to this hex, but we might as well put our engineer in. Oh, he's still there. One man. Okay. So this is going to be... I think we're going to be stymied down here. Perhaps the idea is for us to take this here and come down that way to surround, block these guys' lines of supply. I think that's definitely the plan. Because until we move that 88, we're just not going to be able to... No use running our tanks against an 88. So perhaps if we come down here, block these guys' supply, that will then eventually we'll be able to sort of push those guys out. As you can see, the track in is going to be fairly gnarly, but I don't think there's any other way to do that. So up here, We'll continue to try and reduce these two guys. That omission with their supply has really cost us. Disrupted still. On foot disrupted. 233. So I've got to get him out of there. So that other unit. Whoops. That other unit that was there is bailed out. So we need to get that P4 under control again. Unavailable. He's gonna be problematic, isn't he? Boy, oh boy. 60. I just think I need to put a bit into these guys over here as well, but will they? If we clean this guy up, maybe that'll help us get those two, so perhaps we'll put him as a priority. Yeah, so these guns are obviously supposed to be a bit of a standoff affair with their range of 2. As soon as they get close, they're going to get nailed. .207. He's going to have a rest. Dang. .200. I've got to move him back. This blasted guy. Yeah, so this guy here has really cost us some momentum, that one oversight on my part. Okay. Let's keep moving on. Well, only 1 HQ out of command, so that's good. 8 artillery units unavailable, that's bad. 7 units low on ammo, not good, and 3 of 14. Nine units recovered losses, so that's getting better. So, question is, what artillery unit is available at this stage? All our purple ones are out. These guys are still in. They're unavailable. One artillery unit out of the green and purple ones, and one out of our gold ones. And our engineer unit, oh, he was disrupted. Rats, rats, rats. I guess I'm going to have to try. What's behind there? Disrupted. 194 and 207. Gee whiz. 171, 200, 150 and 80. 162, 179. Disrupted. Wow, I wonder if he'll try and take this back. Don't know if I can reinforce him with anything of much value either, which is the issue. They haven't come out. Hooray, we got this guy disrupted, so that's something. He's in pretty good shape. He's okay. He's a bit tired, but okay. I think we should try and... Oh, he's disrupted. Okay, we'll have a punt. Really hoping for the strength of the engineers in this assault. $164 men, so that's not a bad result all up. And this guy's come out of disruption. I reckon he could take him, so we'll give him a try. Excellent. Excellent, so slowly making these positions untenable for the Germans, I think. Once I get rid of this guy, these guys will get into the battle a bit more. This chap here. Move up. I'd rather not attack trenches, but what can you do here? Who would be more interesting to cause a bit of extra grief? Ah, this guy. He's always good to cause grief. Oh, right, he's out of that one there. Turn 13, well, now our engineer, where was he? Down the bottom. he can clear rubble. Engineer, clear mines of rubble. So orange this time, which means he hasn't started clearing, but next time we have a look at him he'll be white, and depending on the roll whether he clears rubble or not. This guy, wow, we pulled him out just in time, I think, at 218. Low fuel is discussed. Oh, hello, we found some. Uh-oh. We found the 88. What's he doing down? Oh, so he's probably trying to protect the guy's supply lines, obviously. Do I risk having a shot at an 88 with I really don't want to do that though. So let's not. Wow. Okay. Broken. So I certainly slowed this guy down. Didn't expect him to be down there. Sort of explains this minefield. You know, why would you have a minefield in a swamp in that location? Because you're defending these two units down here. I think we'll move our Sherman over. He's low fuel, but he can still have a blat. No, he can't have a blat. Okay, our headquarters unit will take him out of transport, and this guy here, he could be critical in getting rid of this 88. Okay, so yep, unavailable. Dag nabbit. Oh, disrupted. As I say, no use having them there if they're disrupted. Check the fixed unit situation. He's moved. And that's it for that one, so let's keep trucking. Three out of command, one unavailable, so that's good news. 4 out of 15, wow. Okay, 18 recovered fatigue, so that's good, and 8 recovered losses, and 1 unit regained transportation, so that's always good as well. Okay, so where shall we start? What do we do down here? Well, we've got to wait for our engineer to come out of disruption. I think these guys just grind this guy down. Oh, he's disrupted as well. Tell me. Oh, excellent. We'll throw them both in. Rightio. So that's a bit of good news there. Fair enough, he's a bit weary. Take our headquarters out of transport mode. Might get him to help get rid of those guys, so that's all happening. Our engineers. clear that mine. Disrupted, isolated. Still have one more daylight turn after this one to go. But let's hope we can. Disrupted and disrupted and not quite disrupted. Okay, so let's good. Those guys, oh, disrupted again. Engineers, they should be in okay shape. Okay, we'll go for another assault here. $168, so we don't have many left in him. Oh, we might as well throw him in as well for good measure. No, let's do this assault down here first. Well, we've got him down to less than 100, so that's something. We'll let him rest. Those two guys are still resting. He's disrupted 201, so they're doing everything they can to get that hex back. $199, 39, 24. Wow. And these two guys are an issue for us. So it's the management of disruption, isn't it? Now, last time I was quite optimistic here. Oh, and he's disrupted, can you believe it? What about this guy? Surely I can knock him over. Not my favourite method of running an assault, but I think with less than 100 guys, we have to be a chance, surely. Well, that's excellent now. That's really giving us a chance here. These guys are disrupted. Okay, so a little recce in it. More to stop that guy crossing than anything else. So once we get rid of this guy, that means, well, we don't know who's in this. Probably this village here, they'll have a defending unit. Oh, the 88's disappeared, so that's something. This guy's proving to be quite ordinary. We just can't quite get him disrupted. Unavailable. Should I probably put something on him? Did I fire both those? Right, now I need to put at least one round onto our favourite vehicle. They fired, of course. What's their biggest issue currently? These two guys in here. One more. Did I do an attack this turn? No, I didn't, did I? Yes, I did. Now we know he's just hanging on. But we've got another day turn, so we'll knock him over next time. Yay. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get this our AT gun against this P4. Clearing rubble, that's what we like to see. Give our engineers, maybe we'll try the good old night turn again, see if we can. Oh, that's something. Let's run these two guys against that infantry unit. No, not much more. Not much more than normal. You can guess who's with, that's the problem with those units with a bit of range in this weather. They've got to get too close. So here's an issue. We'll knock him over. Next turn. Still disrupted. Okay, him we'll take out of transport mode. He's out of transport mode. That's good. And we're in no hurry with these other guys. The Americans have got a very interesting little war happening down here. Trying to clear these two guys out. Get down here. Block supply for these guys. And looks like that's going to be what their wars are going to be about, is maybe taking this 100 pointer down here. 100 pointer up there, so they're making pretty good progress. The Brits, it's just a matter of managing fatigue mainly, and eventually we'll grind them down. So I think I must be getting pretty close to my hour. Maybe I'll run this turn to see how we go. Three out of 10 out of command. 5 out of 13. So that's something that's starting to come back. 15 recovered fatigue, 12 recovered losses, so these numbers are starting to get a bit better. 15 of 25, so we're starting to get down to the business end. Disrupted and broken, so we'll get rid of them. Once again, we don't have line of sight. Presume our weather's still dreadful. 1 kilometre still, and we may get a storm. Well, we may have to fight for these last positions in even worse conditions. So that's not very good news. It looks like we're going to get a result up here quite shortly. This guy's being a bit obstinate, but we'll see if we can push him over. Engineers are back in shape so they can have another go at the minefield. Right, so currently the war's looking, we've had to just pause activity a little bit while we try and recover a bit of fatigue. This guy needs replacing at 220 next turn. This guy will get rid of in this last day turn. Rightio, so thanks for watching and taking an interest in the Battle of Venraij. We'll come back for video 4. Hopefully we'll go from 15 to 20. And see what that progresses. See if we get this storm. That's only till tomorrow. Is only 1, 2, 3 turns away. So that'll certainly throw a spanner in the works for us if we have to slog our way through at 50% combat factors and all the other restrictions on movement. So we're closing in, but is it close enough? Although we're only 1 hex away from that 500. Victory location, is it going to be close enough? Well, we'll soon see. Bit disappointed I haven't been able to re-disrupt this guy, but I am hopeful our anti-tank gun might be able to do the business for us. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.